a third base as well, down by Emerald. Very smart to drop them near each other, a lot easier to defend. And if they get that good creep spread, they'll be able to move along very easily. And actually spotting the pylon now, going to take that out. But more DTs, by the way, in the main of Sprakky, just took that lair out. Obviously moved his detection away, so that wasn't a good idea. A couple of mutas got out, but we'll need to rebuild that hatchery and eventually rebuild that lair. And actually at the moment Sprakky has no hatcheries up, so he's building some, but none are actually up just yet. And this DT moving into the main of Emerald, but does get taken out by these roaches and the queen. He does have detection back here, a spore crawler, so he could see that DT coming. We do see the mutas of Sprakky flying into Exilemic space now, warping in some stalkers to deal with this, and not a lot of mutas. It should be pretty easily dealt with here. Do take out 2 stalkers, but that should be all they do. Actually going for this pylon, which powers both these gateways, if he gets that down. The lone stalker coming down to try and deny this harass, but that pylon should go down, and that depowers 2 of the gateways. Immediately running around to drop 2 more pylons. So that's going to be a lot of lost production, at least for the minute, and those pylons actually could just get retaken out, because there are no units here. Now the stalkers are coming back, and now they will scare the mutas off, but good work by the mutalists, a lot of harassment there, denying some production, which is always a good thing to do, and just sniping a few units as well. We do see, by the way, the Thermal Lance upgrade coming for Exilemic. Of course, the Colossus with Thermal Lance is very strong against Zerg, and so when you're against 2 Zergs, why not get it? It's just a very, very powerful upgrade. The first few Colossi are actually out at the moment, so that Thermal Lance upgrade will help greatly, especially with this mass roach army. And we just had DT somewhere, I'm sure I heard that. Here they are, down in tHugNasty's base, so Zero being really, really annoying with these DTs, killing a ton of workers everywhere. They just need to leave like a cannon at every base, I reckon. That's probably the best form of detection they can have at the moment. By the way, these mutas of Sprakky just waiting to come in and harass some more. But there are turrets and cannons up everywhere now, so not going to be too effective. Oh, and this nice blink by the stalkers, catch the mutas, but can't get any down. Just soften them up a little bit. We do see Zero transitioning into some sort of stalker army, but still really hurting after that very, very early pressure by Sprakky and Emerald into his main base. He's still only at 63 supply, which actually is ahead of Sprakky. He was only at 60. He obviously took a lot of hurt from losing those bases and actually losing his lair, if you recall. Only just now that hatchery's coming back up, and he's got a lair down at this very south base, which is very interesting. But here we go, big engagement coming up. The Colossus has the extended lance, thermal lance range, but there are a ton of roaches here, just moving into the army. A bunch of hydras at the back as well, doing some sick DPS, some good upgrades. Siege tanks at the back doing a ton of damage too to these roaches. It's going to be really close. Zero blinking in now, coming down. Nothing here for Sprakky. tHugNasty doesn't seem to have anything left. All these roaches have evaporated, so it looks like the team from the north is going to take out this army, but it's going to be pretty close. Huge Psystorm by tHugNasty, but the Colossus just walks out of the way. Psystorms on the Stalkers, probably not the best targets if we want to hit those tanks. Now morphing into the Archons, and it looks like they may actually just hold. Oh, this is so close. The Archon's popping out now, but they're going to get taken out. Not even going to kill that Colossus, which is kiting them backwards and forwards. A bunch of Hydras, but they're so slow off creep, they're going to be completely ineffective. And so the north side, Team RabbiT, holding on, going to try and push into the main now and put on some real hurt. It looks like there's not a lot of units now. A couple of Templar warping in, but no Kadarian Amulet upgrade just yet, so we cannot warp in storms. A couple of Roaches, Hydras on creep are a lot better than Hydras off creep, so he wants to try and keep on there as much as he can. But this Colossus is doing so much damage. You're going to lose it now, a bit of poor micro, but it definitely laid down its hurt, earned its money there. And it does look like they're now going to cover this up, trying to get a Lynx round, but there's not enough Lynx there. They need to stop engaging so far off the creep, this is not helping them. And by the way, a ton of gateway units coming down here to the expansion to take these out. Emerald definitely going to lose this one, unless he gets some units down there right now. Sprakky also going to lose that. Oh, and here comes some roaches as I say that, so he will actually survive. He'll just lose the Spine Crawler, which isn't such a great loss. These 3 Templars sitting here do have energies for Psystorms now, so a lot more effective than they would have been. And by the way, in that time, Exilemic has expanded up here to the basically the opposite side to Sprakky and Emerald, dropping a bunch of cannons here because of those mutas that have been seen flying around. So pretty interesting game so far. A lot of action involved, as there always is in these team games. Emerald, by the way, really good on these upgrades. 2-1 on his range, on his Roach and his Hydra, and he is getting the +3 ups as well. As you can see there, the 3 missiles. I don't actually know if... Oh wow, tHugNasty also has the 2-2 upgrades. Sprakky has nothing on his ground or air. So yeah, actually being really good about upgrading, which is pretty rare in team games. 2-1 on the North team, 1-0, and these guys should be pretty good, 1-1. We just see here, by the way, a bunch of Lings came up here to just basically scout more than anything else. We're never going to do any damage with these cannons up, so yeah, just a good idea to scout around the map, see what sort of expos they have up. And we actually see here, it looks like Zro was... no? Someone was going to expand there, but decided against it. Possibly tHugNasty, actually. Here's the probe that was going to do it, I'd say. But deciding against it. And this small army for this row should be dealt with. These Zealots on hold position aren't actually doing anything. There we go, moving now. Huge Psystorms, but the nice blink out of the Psystorm there. Looks like he's going to do a ton of damage here. There's no units down here just yet. Infest's probably out, by the way, but sniping these units as they morph in. No Storm's going to come out of them. Here comes the reinforcements. Emerald's ton of roaches just rolling in. The Mules for Sprakky as well, but they're going to get taken out by the Stalkers if they're not careful. Needs to snipe this Colossus down before he gets too many kills. There it goes, and it looks like the South team will hold this once again, largely thanks to Emerald's giant, massive roaches. We do see the Bio coming in now, but Marines actually aren't too good against roaches. Lifting to the medevacs, that's dangerous when there's Mules on the field. If they catch that, you lose 4 medevacs, and you don't want that. We do see actually this turret is going to take out all these Mulisks. Poor control there from Sprakky. Running by with the Lings into the mineral line, taking out a ton of SCVs though. So pretty good play there. And it's hard to say what's going to happen here. The Infest has no energy to fungal growth and actually just goes down to one siege tank shot. It looks like the Team RabbiT is going to hold this pretty comfortably. The siege tank at the back and a new Colossus coming in as well. Going to do a heap of damage, but Sprakky killed a bunch of SCVs with his Lings and then his Mutalisks. Which really will hurt the economy of the Terran, and actually taking out the Vespine refinery as well, so no gas mining on that geyser. We do see the DTs for Zro still not giving up with those, still persisting, and so he should when there's no detection around the map. Going to come down here and try and snipe this expansion again of Emerald and this lair of Sprakky, and engagement in the middle as well, but the Colossi just microing backwards nicely. Going to comfortably deal with that. A ton of High Templar here, needs to be careful to control them. You don't want to lose High Templar, they're very expensive. Actually panics and morphs into Archons. They definitely had energy for Storms there and he just didn't do it. And the DTs and Zealots down here, by the way, going to take out the lair of Sprakky once again. So he's going to have to re-lair up for the second time, which is pretty big. And Sprakky trying to take the gold base down here, which is pretty hard to hold normally. And Emerald's expansion, by the way, also just popped, but is going to get taken out by this DT Zealot army. The roaches will come down and clean up the Zealots, but no detection is on its way. There we go, the Overseer is coming down. So those DTs will drop as well. But the whole army is down at this sort of like bottom right area, and so the Terran RabbiT is actually just going to push in with his large bio army. Exilemic coming along now with the... Whoa, huge fungal there on the medevacs. Going to grab all those units, so the Mutalisks and Link should be able to do a ton of damage here, but needs to be quite careful. Nice Psystorm, they're going to take out heaps of units, feedback on the medevacs. Really good work by tHugNasty there, but I don't think it'll be enough. The Stalker's blinking on top of the Archon, taking that out. Immortals coming in as well, just ripping apart these buildings. It looks like Team RabbiT should have this, but here come the ton of roaches and the Mutalisks for Sprakky. No, the Mutalisks fly away. The roaches are just going to go evaporated here. Needs to micro that Colossus a little bit better. There we go. That tank also doing a ton of damage back there. Now the Mutalisks come back, but really had to engage at the same time there. He should still clean this up though pretty comfortably. The Stalkers do have to retreat, and there goes the Colossus and the Immortals sacrificed to the Mutalisks. That Colossus, by the way, had 17 kills when it went down. The Immortals 6 and 5 kills. They did a ton of damage to those gateway units. And here comes some Zealots for Zro, but not going to be able to take out these Archons of tHugNasty by the looks of it. Oh, actually they do take them out just, but not going to achieve much more than that, I would imagine. Oh no, this Zealot just wants to prove me wrong constantly, apparently. That is going to work on the mineral line, and apparently Sprakky and Emerald is checking it out. They're pretty happy with it. Not going to kill it. No, he's got 3 drone kills now, 4 drone kills, and there we go. Now he goes down. By the way, Exilemic is expanding again to this base. Really nice play by him, and RabbiT has the gold base with a planetary fortress and a ton of turrets going up, so that's going to be very hard for anyone to go and actually take out. And Sprakky, by the way, up here flying into a huge ball of Stalkers. You don't want to do that with Mutalisks. They're very squishy units. They're more for sort of fine harassing more than anything else. Sprakky, by the way, does have this gold base up, but no units mining there just yet. Does need to get some drones pumping out. And tHugNasty trying to expand down here to the south, as well as Emerald. Trying to take this base for I think the 3rd time this game, so hopefully he can actually hold it this time. We'll see what happens. But wow, this has been a pretty up and down game. I keep thinking it's going one way and then it goes the other completely. And here comes the big push from RabbiT to take out this gold expansion of Sprakky before it's even really got much mining done. So big loss for Sprakky there. Goodbye hatchery, goodbye drones. Yeah, it's definitely in the favour of the North team at the moment. And we actually see Zro pulling out the mothership, which is pretty cool. I guess it's fun to have. I guess it's not really that powerful. It's a bit underused at the moment, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, this Templar over here dropping some nice storms, but the Stalker's able to blink out of those pretty comfortably and clean that up. Here comes the Roach push. With the detection there, the Mothership actually doesn't really do a lot, except it adds some extra DPS, but really its damage isn't too high. But it is shooting all these units here, giving the cloak. If it gets that detection taken out, the Mothership becomes a lot more powerful. So if that Overseer goes down, it will be much more useful. Looks like Team RabbiT should clean this up pretty comfortably. Exilemic coming down, taking out this expansion. And then we go GG from Emerald, GG from Sprakky, and GG from tHugNasty. So we do have Team RabbiT going up 1-0-0, I guess, given it's a three-way.